after a little bit of a summer break, it's time to get some planning done for the ocean theme. I just love the ocean theme. It's one of my favorites. I love getting that beachy vacation feel going on in our activity room. Created a little activity menu here that I will share with you, and it basically covers the activities that we will be doing and working on within our learning environment. Also, I have made up a whole bunch of these beautiful images that I've printed and laminated, and these are going to hang on the wall. The children just love looking at these. Just adds a nice effect to our environment. So first off, for our dramatic play, we will be doing a tropical smoothie shop. Here is a simple sign as well as some images showing a tropical smoothie shop. And I also have some beautiful prints that can go on the wall to make just a nice tropical feel to the environment. I have this little Melissa and Doug blender set. It's very fun. You could also just use a plain salvage blender, but make sure to take the blade out of that with some play fruit. And these are just cups from the dollar store. I have a few other little tropical decorations that I will add, just very simple from the dollar store as well. For our group time, I have created here some question cards, and we can use this for group discussion. And one is what can we see at the beach, and the other one is what lives in the ocean. So there's a lot of good images here and room for discussion with these. This came from a brand new download from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. It's very fun. It's a under the sea props collection. I'll share the link for that. These ones were all different ocean animals. There's even more than this, but I have printed these, laminated them, and put a magnet on the back, and I think these are going to go very nicely on my magnet board. The books we will be reading are Eric Carle's Mr. Seahorse, 10 Little Rubber Ducks. This one's really fun. The little rubber ducks have an ocean adventure. The Rainbow Fish, nice book for social and emotional learning, as well as the Pout Pout Fish. This one also has social and emotional learning within that. Llama Llama, Sand and Sun, as well as Hello Ocean, one of my favorites. This has beautiful artwork of realistic, real life images, paintings of a day at the beach. It really captures that within that artwork. It's a very fun one to have. The children just love that. And then also a house for a hermit crab. These are going to be a lot of fun to have in our library and to be reading to the children. So for Play-Doh, I've created a couple underwater ocean mats as well as a beach Play-Doh mat. And I just have some aqua blue Play-Doh as well as some seashells for them to press in that. And then I also have some ocean life cookie cutters, and then I'm going to add these tiny little ocean fish. I think they'll have a lot of fun with those, just playing with them, squishing them in, and adding a little bit of language into our Play-Doh play as they learn the different types of sharks and sea animals within that fun little set. For my sensory bin, we're going to have some beach play. So I just have these cute little beach sets that I actually found at the Dollar Tree earlier this year. I just thought those would be perfect with that. I have some little tropical fish as well as some seashells in there. It's going to go perfect with the kinetic sand, and I think they're going to have limitless beach play, making sandcastles and having fun with that. For the writing center, I just have created a bunch of these coloring pages. Some are full sheets and a bunch of half sheets, and these full sheets would be really fun to print out on heavier paper and use for watercolor as well. That would be a really nice, easy activity. For our learning activities, I have created a Feed the Baby Shark printable here. Basically, just printed that, laminated it, and cut his mouth out, and then put it onto this box so that we can take letters, numbers, shapes, whatever you want. It's a great review for the children to play with this, interact with these different letters as a review, be exposed to the letters, and also practicing with you, if you're doing it with them, the letter sounds as they feed it to the baby shark. We can do a lot of different things with this activity. For this one, it's just a card matchup with the image, and I'll just simply take the cutout card and put it onto the solid card here. You can also use this for older preschoolers as a game. So you would just print 2 copies, cut both of them out in the squares, lay them out all on the rug face down, and they will simply take turns drawing the cards and getting pairs. So So it's just a nice memory game. So that's something that older preschoolers do enjoy, and it's a good practice with a language activity as well. So this one is very simple. This is just a seashell matchup, and they take the seashell and match it over top of the seashell on the seashell card. So something very simple, but I think it's really fun and it's something the kids are going to really enjoy. You could also use real seashells for this, taking the seashell that matches and put those in a basket and let them line them up on the correct seashell. This is a big bunch of seashells that I found in Walmart in the craft section. So I thought that was really fun. There's a whole bunch of different ones in there. We can do a lot of different activities with this. Sorting, set up a science tray. I love all the different kinds. It's a really great variety and they're really good sizes. Next, I have these 2-part puzzles of different ocean life. The children really enjoy these. Just very simple, matching up the images of the 2 cards. It's even a lot of fun games and group activities you could play with these, where you pass the cards out and have the children come up to the circle and lay them on the carpet to the correct match. For this activity, it's going to be another group activity using our activity cube card. This could also be done as a single activity, but they basically roll the cube, see what color they get, and go hunt the room for the different sea animal of that color. Basically, you just take these, print them out, cut them out. You could even laminate them to make them more durable. They could go on the wall. They could be taped on the wall or just hidden or laid around in the room so they can go around and hunt, learning their colors along the way. For this one, this is our rainbow fish activity. So because we're reading the rainbow fish book, I thought it'd be really fun to paint our own rainbow fish. So I have this template here for you. We just love watercolors, so I think we're just going to start off with letting the kids paint this with the watercolors. And then once that's dry, this could be a 2-part activity. We'll go ahead and give them a little bit of glue in this cup with one of these Q-tips, and this is a very good fine motor practice. They can glue on these tiny little sequins and give their rainbow fish some sparkly scales. For this activity, we are going to be making a starfish in a tide pool. So here's our image of the starfish for inspiration. I found this bubble paper. So it's like packing paper and it's like as an alternative to plastic bubble wrap. And I just thought it was a really neat texture. So I think it's mostly for packing plates or things like that. And I'm just going to have the kids paint this with some blue paint and paint some water, and it's going to be something like a tide pool or kind of a rocky beach shore. Once that's done, probably the next day, I'll give them the starfish templates, and they're just going to give that starfish some texture painting with bubble wrap. So I've cut out some little squares of bubble wrap here. I'll put some different colors of paint on that, and they can press that on and make some nice bubble prints to give their starfish the texture, the nice bumpy texture that starfish have. Once those are done, they can cut that out and squeeze on a whole ton of glue on the back and put it onto their bumpy shore. And I think that is going to be a really fun one, using some different textures that they haven't done before. So next, with our Mr. Seahorse book as inspiration, we're going to be doing these seahorse story props. I'm going to give each child a seahorse and they can decorate it as they like with the bright colored dot paints. And once those are done, we'll cut them out, put them on one of these really big jumbo craft sticks. You can find those at Walmart. Give them a fun little Google eye and they can play with their own Mr. Seahorse and have their very own adventures with those. Next, we're going to be doing some shell art using this shell template and our salad spinners. This is an all-time favorite with the salad spinner. The kids just love using this thing. Basically, what you do is you take your salad spinner, put the seashell in there and squeeze some different colors of paint, just a few little drops is all you need, and let the children do that. They love seeing those drops fall down onto the paper. And if you had even kind of like a iridescent type paint or like a metallic or shelly type paint, that would be really pretty too. So then they give that a spin and see what they get, and they always turn out really fun. Next, this is going to be a Stingray Puppet, and using this nice picture of a spotted stingray, we're going to basically just take this stingray. You can print it on white or any color you want. I will give them some paint, probably white paint, maybe another color. We'll be using these big bottle caps to dip in the paint and give our Stingray some nice circle spots and paint him up with that. And then once that's done, we'll put him onto a jumbo popsicle stick, give him some nice eyes, and he will be so much fun. The children will have so much fun playing with those stingrays, zooming them around the activity room. Next, this is going to be an oyster or a scallop, and basically I've just cut the scallop shape out of a paper plate. I've given you a scallop template that you can use to make this a little bit easier to cut that out. So once this is all painted up with any color paint that they like or you want, they can glue a little pom-pom in there for a pearl. Those will be really fun for them to play with as well. For this activity, we are going to be making some jellyfishes using these clear plates from the Dollar Tree. And essentially, I'm just going to have the children paint these plates first with the clear Elmer's glue. And once those are all painted up, they will be able to stick on some of these nice bright colors of tissue paper and collage that all over that plate. And then when those are done, I can help the children tape on some of these strips of bubble wrap that I have cut up, and these are going to be the jellyfish's tentacles. And I really think this hung up in the window is going to look an awful lot like a beautiful translucent jellyfish. For this art, we are using the painting called The Great Wave for our inspiration, and I just want the children to experience painting tempera paint onto a big piece of paper using all different forms to create the texture. So I have some of these brushes that they can sweep across. When that's all painted up, I'm going to have them mix up some white tempera paint with the shaving cream, and we're going to get some of that foamy ocean wave action going on in our process art. So they can paint that on and then also use some of these bigger rollers. Anything really that you've got that can help them spread that across and make those beautiful ocean waves is perfect. For this art, this is going to be an under the water ocean scene. So basically this heavier paper is going to work best. And actually, if you have a large piece of paper, that would be even better. Watercolor paper works great for this. And they're just going to color this around with the white crayon. Just scribble all over that any way they like. And then when that's done, you can take some of this liquid watercolor, you water that down with more water, and they'll take the squeezers and squeeze that onto the watercolor paper, letting that blue water spread, and so the white crayon will show up underneath. And then next I'm going to give them a little bit of the sea salt to sprinkle on, and they can see how that sea salt soaks up a lot of the excess water and creates another texture onto their underwater scene, which is really nice. And once those are all dry, the next day we can take our under the sea stickers that I have here. They can peel those off and put them all over their underwater scene and have so much fun with that. As some extra activities, I did find a few of these earlier this year at the Dollar Tree, just these wood cuts. I think the children are going to have a lot of fun painting those. Those are always a hit. And then once again, we have our seashells. I think we can go ahead and paint some of these up as well. Children love seashells. They're just like rocks. They're just complete treasures to them. One more simple activity that I have using these toast tongs made out of bamboo and this fun little ice cube tray that I found at the Dollar Tree. They're just going to be taking and counting out these little pearls and putting them into the oyster shell. That is great fine motor, and I think they're going to have a lot of fun with that. So I hope this helps, and I hope it gives you some good ideas and inspiration for the ocean theme. But stay tuned. I will be posting a video very soon showing the children playing with these materials or of our learning environment. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out.